The South Today Bulletin, proudly brought to you in association with MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Tonight on the South Today, ACT leader David Seymour visits Queenstown ahead of the election with the hope of winning over some locals. Balclutha residents celebrate the opening of a new multi-purpose facility thanks to the help of some timely funding. And heavy machinery takes over Dunedin's streets as an annual truck convoy celebrates bringing 30 years of joy. Kia ora, good evening. I'm Hannah Wilkins. ACT leader David Seymour visited Queenstown over the weekend, looking to win over some locals ahead of this year's election. Seymour is promising a Resource Management Act shake-up, while showing what an ACT national leadership could look like.
ACT Party leader David Seymour made his way to Queenstown on Saturday evening and believes that priorities of local councils need to change. Seymour wants to make changes to the Resource Management Act, giving more power to property owners so projects actually get built instead of arguing with local councils.
So ACT's view, resource management should be based on property rights. You have the right to develop your property so long as you're not harming someone else's enjoyment of theirs.
And on the other hand, he also believes that local councils should receive half of the GST claimed on construction to have more funding and control of regional infrastructure issues.
The local council that has the responsibility for a lot of the infrastructure, for the roads, even the public toilets, we're saying the money should go locally because local people have more control and more knowledge about what they need.
Seymour says that a visitor levy for Queenstown isn't an official policy for the ACT Party in this year's campaign, but believes their idea of GST sharing will give back the same level of local control. In Queenstown, the South Today.
Dunedin emergency services were kept busy yesterday afternoon as motorists struggled in a late wintry blast. Hail and rain caused poor driving conditions across the city's streets, with 2 crashes reported along the southern motorway at around 5:30 on Sunday evening. One crash was at the Morris Road overbridge, the other blocking off the motorway near the Saddle Road on-ramp, which was cleared up before 7. No one was seriously injured in either incident. Balclutha residents are finally able to enjoy their new community hub after it was officially opened recently. Te Po'omata-o, Clutha District War Memorial and Community Centre is ready to suit locals' needs, with some timely funding getting the multi-purpose facility across the line.
This view of the iconic Balclutha Bridge is hard to beat and is just one of the many talking points of the town's new community hub. Te Po'omata-o Clutha District War Memorial and Community Centre was officially opened on Friday. Around 300 locals eager to make their way inside to have a look at the new $25 million facility. Clutha Mayor Brian Cadogan was left thrilled at the opening after holding off seeing the building early to make sure he got the full wow factor.
I deliberately haven't come into the building for about the last 6 months. I wanted to save up for today. My part was in the background, so today it's been something special.
The 2-storey multi-purpose facility is made to suit a range of people's needs, hosting co-working spaces, a theatre and a cinema, just to name a few. Cadogan says the hub was made possible due to extra funding coming from central government, charities and local community groups, leaving ratepayers only funding 40% of the total cost.
Never ever get that opportunity again to get the 10 million from central government, to get that big support from Otago Community Trust, to have a facility like this and not encumber the rate park. I've got to be pretty happy with that one.
However, the facility's not quite finished, with some final construction and landscaping work still on the to-do list. In Balclutha, the South Today.
The rulers were out and throwing arms were in full swing in Alexandra over the weekend as Pétanque players battled it out to prove they're the best in the South Island.
Cold, wintry days couldn't stop these players from throwing down a challenge. 21 male and female teams from across the South Island braced the central Otago weather over the weekend, competing in a 2-day round-robin event at the Alexandra Pétanque Club. The teams of 3 used their skills to try and knock their way past the competition, making every millimetre count. Local club captain Bernice Hamilton was impressed with the calibre of competition, also enjoying the hospitality her club was able to put on.
It's going very well, and of course we've got the brilliant use of the bowling club rooms, and that works out really well.
It was the Dunedin teams who rolled their way to victory, the men's side taking home a clean sweep, with the women's side only losing 1 of their 9 games. In Alexandra, the South Today.
Dunedin roads made way for a thrilling showcase of some heavy machinery over the weekend as they honked their way through the city with some excited guests. The Special Rigs for Special Kids event treated young disadvantaged children to a convoy of powerful engines, celebrating 3 decades of bringing smiles to kids' faces.
The roaring rumble of heavy motor vehicles parading through the streets of Dunedin. It's the 30th anniversary of the Special Rigs for Special Kids event in the city, celebrating the years of bringing joy and excitement to special needs children. Around 320 trucks of all shapes and sizes were out on the roads, with many local residents littering the sidewalks, cheering on the convoy.
Absolutely brilliant turnout, and no, the public were out there, still out there in car boots and in bus shelters, and no, it was great. It's a great celebration, 30 years.
The fleet of trucks started their tiki tour at the Edgar Centre on Sunday morning, making the drive all the way out to Mosgiel before making their way back to St Clair.
Just a lot of good people here, and they turn out, no questions asked, every year to support this, and it's a wonderful cause.
There was added excitement for the young children, with the anticipation building up, not knowing which truck they were allocated until hopping in the seat.
Some of these kids look forward to this more than Christmas. This is about them today, it's not about the rest of their family, it's about them, and that's pretty impressive. Organiser
Greg Inch admits he didn't think the event would last this long, but is happy with the joy Dunedin truckers continue to bring to the community.
And highlights of the Special Rigs for Special Kids 2023 will screen on Channel 39 on Tuesday the 5th of September at 7:30 and will also be available online. Whaiakere still to come on the South Today. The world watches on as the 2023 Winter Games NZ gets underway in Wanaka, and a big unveiling near Cromwell brings locals closer together than ever before.
Great Britain has a collection of varied landscapes and countryside to rival anywhere else in the world.
And the best way to see it is to walk.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Aero, used by Australia's top bowlers with their unique Z-scoop grip that redefines the game. Machined with robotics for unparalleled accuracy, Aero, same line, every time.
Here at Age Concern Otago, we offer a range of services to support Otago seniors to age well with dignity and independence. We provide social work support, visiting service, health promotion and social activities. Check out what we have on offer at ageconcernotago.com.
Earth is a planet of extremes. Extreme places and extreme animals. But some animals are more extreme than others. Join us as we count down to find the most unusual, the most extraordinary, the most extreme.
Hundreds of competitors and fans alike are putting on their puffer jackets and their snow goggles as the 2023 Winter Games NZ gets underway in Wanaka. The opening ceremony officially kicked off the event on Friday, with a new competition set to hit the slopes.
The flags of over 30 nations are marching along Wanaka's lakefront as the 2023 Winter Games New Zealand officially opened on Friday evening.
I officially declare the Winter Games New Zealand open.
Over 230 athletes from across the world gathered in Pembroke Park for the opening ceremony. The Winter Games will feature over 450 skiers and snowboarders competing in 14 events across alpine, freeride and freestyle disciplines on Central Otago's 3 ski resorts. And to close off the Games next month, the International Obsidian events introduced in 2020 will feature teams of 8 pro athletes from 4 continents competing in big air, rails and backcountry freestyle challenges.
And so we're pitting the best of Oceania against the best of Asia and the best of the Americas and the best of Europe, and we'll see who comes out with bragging rights.
Winter Games New Zealand CEO Marty Toomey is optimistic for the New Zealand team this year, with around 60 talented skiers and snowboarders across the Coronet Peak, Remarkables and Kedrona events. He's also proud to see the number of young international athletes competing return to almost pre-COVID levels.
Oh, we're actually almost getting back to pre-COVID levels, which is great. So across the whole 15 events over the 21 days, 600 athletes from 40 plus countries, so that's awesome.
The 3 weeks of events kicks off with the Junior World Champs free ski slopestyle qualifiers at Kedrona Alpine Resort on Saturday, followed by the snowboard slopestyle and giant slalom on Sunday. In Wanaka, the South Today.
A brand new piece of infrastructure is being unveiled near Cromwell, bringing subdivision residents closer to town. The new addition, along with the completed roundabout earlier this year, are the final pieces of the puzzle, creating a safe passage for the public to use.
Blessing this newly opened infrastructure as local residents walk through the Wooing Tree walkway in Cromwell for the first time. Around 60 people gathered in the town's subdivision on Friday to mark the official opening of the new cycling and pedestrian underpass. The walkway was constructed as part of a $200 million development project, building new homes, roads and businesses in the area.
Really delighted to build this new neighbourhood in Cromwell, and it's a lovely neighbourhood. It's going to mature and age gracefully, and so we're just wrapped in part of it.
The underpass sits just beneath State Highway 8B, seamlessly linking the Wooing Tree estate with the big fruit reserve next to the Cromwell Mall. Vineyard owners Steve and Thea Farquharson were both given the honours of cutting the ribbon, marking this significant milestone for the town.
I really don't, think we'll realise how did we do without it. It's just going to be such an important bit of infrastructure and asset for Cromwell, I feel.
The new Wooing Tree walkway will secure a safe pathway between the subdivision and the heart of the town, with the overall development project expected to be completed in 2025. In Cromwell, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. ACT leader David Seymour travelled to Queenstown, offering an insight into possible ACT and national leadership plans. Balclutha's new community centre officially opened, with residents finally able to enjoy the multi-use facility. And Dunedin's Special Rigs for Special Kids had its annual convoy, celebrating 30 years of bringing smiles to children's faces. And now we'll look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, and we welcome Associate Editor Mike Houlihan. Hello Mike.
Good evening, Hannah.
What can we expect in tomorrow's paper?
Well, a story that's still developing as we speak. An appalling road crash down near Waihola, a two-vehicle collision. We're expecting further details of that to come out tonight. It's a sad story all around there.
Okay.
Well, speaking of sad stories, we've also got a Health and Disability Commissioner report into the death of a child from meningococcal disease and the treatment that child received at Waitaki Hospital.
Okay.
On a brighter note, Kaianga Ora is launching a new housing development for Dunedin, and our travel writer has ventured into Sarajevo and has brought back tales and plenty of photographs from there.
Oh wow, all right, well thank you for sharing this evening Mike, and we look forward to reading tomorrow.
Thank you.
Time now for a look at the weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, it's looking like mostly fine weather for the last week of winter, with frosts inland and light winds for most. Heading to the top of the South Island, fine with light winds and highs of 14 degrees in both Nelson and Greymouth, while Christchurch is slightly warmer with 16 as the top temperature. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago. Tuesday's a fine one through these parts tomorrow with 15 in Ashburton and Timaru, while Oamaru gets up to 14 with light winds. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes. Lovely and fine through here with 13-degree highs and light winds for Queenstown, Wanaka and Alexandra. Heading further south, southwesterlies through these parts tomorrow, but with clear blue skies and another run of 13-degree highs, this time for Gore, Balclutha and the Catlins. Across to Invercargill, cloudy and down to 6 tonight. That cloud should clear tomorrow with sunny spots through the afternoon, with 13 as the top temperature. Then Wednesday brings more sunshine with light winds, and yes, that's another 13-degree high. And finally, heading to Dunedin, a little cloudy tonight and down to 7. The next 2 days are almost carbon copies with sunny and breezy conditions with 14-degree highs both Tuesday and Wednesday. And that's the news this Monday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. You can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand, and you can also follow us on Facebook. Just search for The South Today NZ to see our favourite stories from around the regions. We'll see you again tomorrow. Ka kite o popo.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.
The South Today Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists. If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a MoleMap. MoleMap is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Living Well Disability Resource Centre, a not-for-profit charitable organisation and your one-stop shop for information and resources to help you retain independence. We offer a wide range of assistive products from jar openers to mobility scooters and provide assessments for Total Mobility, the half-price taxi scheme. Come and see the friendly team. You'll find us on the corner of George and Bath Streets, ground floor of Burns House.
UPVC Windows and Doors is a local Dunedin company who manufacture, install and service everything they make. Sign up this month for a free glass upgrade. Call UPVC Windows and Doors today. Every day the team at Gillian supports grieving families at their time of need. From answering your questions to organising a farewell that reflects the wishes of your loved one. We can help. Call Gillian's today.
Welcome everyone to the 30th Special Rigs for Special Kids. This is a day for a child to get to know the driver, to experience what we experience every day. Go for a ride in the train. Once again, that's a real big event on Dunedin's calendar, and thank you for your support. See you on the road.
Thank you, Greg.